Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-May right through to mid-June 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, the frequencies of the earth are changing at this present time. You can all feel it, of course, and what it means is the Tibetan symbols that I normally use may not be as palatable to the ear as they used to be, as we become more sensitive and open to the vibrations around us. So I've sourced a softer frequency to prepare and cleanse your reading. I'm using Gaia chimes to cleanse hourly, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know regarding their love situation at this present time? Who is coming towards them? What is the path that lies ahead for my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know at this present moment in time regarding their situation and the path to love? Well, the first card there is the Sun. So you are busy out there shining your light. I definitely see here you've been going through a major period of personal development and growth, and you're trying to be like super positive in life, focused on your goals, or at least focus on the things that you can really manifest in your life right now. We have the Devil card in the resistance position, so a lot of you were feeling a little bit stuck in your present circumstances. Some of you are actually so fed up of the dating scene. A lot of you may have been meeting toxic people or situations. Perhaps you're closing out a cycle there, purifying, detoxifying. But with the Chariot card as your outcome energy, I definitely see here you're going to be seeing some movement in your love life. So let's get to your first card, which is the Sun. So this can indicate, of course, that you are going through a period of awakening, that you are seeing things differently in life right now, and you're trying to enjoy the moment and find peace in the present circumstances that you're in. You know, the Sun energy indicates that a lot of you are focused on your success. You're focused on just having fun and trying to enjoy yourself despite the challenging world that we live in right now. But this is an energy here of you kind of looking at life with the mindset of the glass is half full rather than half empty. So I feel like you are trying to fulfill your life. You're someone who's building in confidence. You know, you're tapping into your passionate side, especially since we do have the Devil card there. Now, the Devil card is not an evil card. It can highlight that you have been feeling a bit stuck or bonded to a situation that perhaps did not manifest in the way that you'd hoped for. This may have been a past relationship, for example, where there was a lot of intensity, maybe a lot of conflict, arguing. But some of you, if you've been single your whole life to date, this can also indicate that you've just been feeling stuck, that you've tried everything you can regarding love or meeting new people, but it just hasn't worked for you at this present time. And you're called into focusing on prioritizing your own needs during this period, where you basically take care of yourself and implement self-care routines. But because we have the Sun here, Some of you may actually be eclipsing a previous circumstance. If you've just separated from someone or you were going through a divorce, for example, it can indicate that you're trying to find your feet again. You know, you're learning to shine your beautiful light and focus on your sense of purpose. And it says here, don't be afraid to enjoy yourself right now, a period of happiness. So that's you embracing who you are, your passionate side, you know, you focusing on your hobbies, your projects, your sense of purpose at this time, and knowing that actually, you know, you shine all by yourself. You are whole all by yourself. And anyone who comes into your life from now is a welcome addition to your life and will take that journey of life and love with you. But they need to be strong enough to walk by your side. Especially since you have the sun energy, it can indicate that you are a bright light, an infinite being, and people are drawn to your light because you are someone who lives your passions, you're bold, you're daring. But also, this can attract people who are emotionally unavailable, who perhaps have toxic cycles of repeat. They're drawn to your light, okay, because the Devil card is right next to that sun energy there. And I feel some of you are noticing red flags when it comes to the dating scene or people in general. And I feel like you're out there trying to do your own thing, prioritize, as I said, your own needs there, and free yourself up from certain lessons that perhaps have been a bit of a repeat or a repetitive cycle, shall we say, in your life. Now, the Devil card is actually in the resistance position by being in this position in this spread. So that's exactly where you want it to be. It means you're freeing yourself up from something. It means you've detached from something and you're aware of your circumstances of feeling a little bit stuck or stagnant. It can indicate that you are noticing that when you step into the dating arena, or when you kind of like put yourself in a position to meet new people, you know, you may notice that people are physically very drawn to you. You know, you are magnetic. People notice you. Whether you notice them or not, this is a card of getting attention. It means you shine your light. You are magnetic. You have an alluring power about you. But this can also attract people who are physically very attracted to you. So it can indicate that you're meeting people who are either very indecisive or just looking for the physical, or maybe even people who are attached to others. And you're just so fed up of that because it is in the resistance position here. Some of you may also meet people who are very flirtatious but giving mixed signals because of the position that this card is in. Now it says here, watch out for risk-taking behaviors and don't let lust override your judgment. Of course, when we meet a person for the first time, there is that spark, that connection that we want to pursue even further. But we must give the relationship space to breathe so we can see whether it is lust or love, or whether we want to invest in something further. And, you know, if anyone is displaying any sort of risky behavior in the moment, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes that can indicate that it's a very transient experience. This person is not looking for any ties. They're looking for enjoyment in that moment. Someone who is a free spirit, shall we say, because you are someone who is very passionate, and that can attract people who are free-spirited, and then it's like they're not expecting an attachment. They're not expecting to fall in love. Now, you may have been with someone in the past who was not expecting to fall in love but caught feelings, and they may have created some sort of bond with you that they were either in and out of your life, or perhaps they were not invested fully in the relationship like you were. And I feel like a lot of you have tried to, you know, cut that cord with that person. You know, this can also be that you meet people who perhaps have addictions, or they are addicted to the idea of love. What it means to be in love is a very intimate kind of deep connection where it's very exposing, and you're willing to open yourself up to that level of exposure because you want a very intense relationship with someone where there's depth, where there is the potential for a long-term relationship. But you may be meeting people who are in love with the idea of love and sort of shy away from investment, or not emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire with that card. Okay, now because the Devil card is in the resistance position, a lot of you, and this, you know, may not resonate with everyone, but it has to be the majority energy that hits me that I can sort of give you in this reading, as long as I'm also reading the cards, which I am always always look up the meanings of the cards just to make sure a reader is giving you the exact meaning of that card there. But some of you, you know, I would say majority of you, you're not looking for a fling. You're not looking for a quick fix. A lot of you are going through a detoxification in life, decluttering, and really working out what it is you want for your future. And I feel like you're putting things in motion in order to go after those things, whether it's a project, an ambitious goal that you have, you know, or whether it is indeed love. You know, this is a singles love reading, and the Chariot card indicates that there is movement and improvement or some sort of change in your circumstances. And if you've been feeling a little bit stuck in a rut, or you may feel like you meet people who are attractive or attracted to you, but that spark, that tenacity is missing in some way. But I feel this is about you moving forward and meeting a person where you will consider a commitment with that person, because this is a commitment to a desire card, okay? But it's more than that. It's not just desire. It is a movement towards the goal, and the goal is love, of course. It says here, you need to take the lead, working on your own confidence to attract the person that you want. And of course, you're doing that. I feel that's something that you are heavily involved in at this moment in time, because you are you, and that is your superpower. You can't be anybody else, and you can't be Aries in the past. You can't be Aries in the future. You can be Aries right now in this present moment, and you are all that you are. And I feel like that confidence is actually an aphrodisiac, okay? Having that gravitas, that knowingness that you are unique. There is not another person out in the whole world that is like you, and therefore you're going to meet a person who is on the vibration that matches yours, someone who's searching for someone like you. And that's why you should always be your wonderful authentic self and never hide yourself away, because you know you want that person to see you in all your glory. So that does tell me right now that you know you are in a state where you're attaching yourself to a vibration to attract the person that you want, okay, in a relationship. So let's go and get a Celtic cross spread to see who's coming towards you, what's going on there. Now, the Chariot card can also indicate that some of you are thinking about moving, or maybe there's a vacation coming up. Some of you may even, have a very impromptu kind of opportunity to travel or relocate in the future. But it can mean literally that there's change, overcoming a blockage or an obstacle. How would you like to receive? Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, we have the Emperor energy, we have the Queen of Cups in the past position. Some of you have been in love in the past, and maybe this person was indecisive, because the Seven of Cups can indicate a commitment issue, or it can indicate someone who perhaps almost like made you a choice, you know, rather than the option. It was like they may have like played the field, shall we say, or mainly what I'm getting from that Seven of Cups is that they were not emotionally available to literally open that door to love. I feel like they were quite closed down in their energy. They didn't really know what they wanted. I feel this person was quite lost, okay? And we can only meet each other as deeply as we meet ourselves. So this person, I feel they were doing a lot of soul searching, and they really didn't know what it is that they wanted or where they were headed in life. So I feel this person may have given you mixed signals, or they were projecting their confusion into the relationship in some way. Now, of course, that may not resonate for everybody out there, but I'm definitely getting this energy of you moving away from that, or kind of like deciding if this is something that was like meant to happen to teach you a lesson, okay? Sometimes we have experiences with karmics in order to teach us about our value, to see our worth, okay? And some of you may have been taught that lesson because, you know, you're an overgiver. To get this card, it kind of indicates that you give so much of yourself, you have a beautiful heart, and there needs to be reciprocity in a relationship. Someone needs to meet you halfway, okay? So I'm just going to go get your final cards. I think they want those, okay? And we have Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm just going to go one more on that Seven of Pentacles. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, because I actually see a really fun event coming up for you. But what I'm also seeing here is this energy of, what is that? Bring it forward, please. Volunteer work. volunteer work. Some of you may volunteer to do something. It could be to help a friend. It could be to host something. It could be to get involved in something, integrate a little bit more in something. It could be a charitable event for some of you. I'm not sure. I'm just being given this energy of volunteer. Or maybe this person you're about to meet volunteers for things. Maybe you're doing something connected to a cause that you believe in. So I'm just going to leave that energy there. It just hit me, so I had to mention it. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I wanted to see when this person's coming along, okay, because I do see that you're going to meet a person, but I feel a lot of you with that star energy, you're learning about shining your light, because this is the next 6 weeks position. A lot of you are healing, but also I feel it could be that you're wishing for a certain type of relationship. And with that 4 wands there is some sort of event. I mean, some of you, it may be a volunteer event, but it doesn't have to be. It could be an event that you go to where people volunteer to do charity work or collections for charity, for example. But I feel there's a really fun event coming up for you that you'll get involved in, and that's where you will really like shine. And I feel that you could, well, no, you definitely will meet a person there with that Knight of Pentacles, okay? So let's get to your first card. We have the 4 of Pentacles there. So this is the foundation that you're building. This is your starting position. So this is your energy. You're creating a life of security. You've been going through some major changes. A lot of you also with that 4 of Pentacles, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, because we have the Emperor here. This can indicate a lot of you very serious about life, you know, responsibilities, sense of duty, you know, you're locked onto your goals. You are on a mission, okay? And I feel a lot of you, you know, as you mature, you may have noticed with that 4 of Pentacles that you're looking at the things that you're holding on to from the past, okay? And they've changed you, they've transformed you, and now you're letting them go, finally. And it doesn't have to be things connected to love. It can be experiences that you had in the past, even from the very beginning, because the 4 of Pentacles can be a foundational card. So it can be that you're looking at generational cycles of repeat that you're closing down. Some of you, it could be some sort of traumatic experience that you had when you were younger. And it can be that you have taken time to heal it, that you really needed to process something so that it, although it shaped you, of course, it should not impede on your future happiness. So some of you, you know, you're healing in order to welcome in more joy, more fun, more excitement into your life there. The 4 of Pentacles always comes at a cautionary tale, which is don't allow life to pass you by. Really lock on to things that you want to embrace, live in the moment, of course. But this card, it tells me as well that you're looking for a long-term, secure relationship. You're ready. I mean, the Queen of Cups tells me you're ready to fall in love. And a lot of you may have fallen in love in the past with someone who is like super serious or controlling, is what I'm being given. And it almost feels like they try to control the situation because ultimately deep down they didn't know what they wanted, okay, or they were afraid of commitment. There's something here about jealousy as well. So you may have attracted jealous partners in the past or controlling people. So that's coming through there as well. But I feel like you're setting yourself free from whatever this is, okay? The 4 of Pentacles also is to take ownership of your life. So a lot of you could be thinking, okay, it's time. Maybe your energy is returning. The Sun being your first card in the overarching energy can indicate your mojo is returning. That sense of passion, that sense of like lust for life is returning. You want to do more things that you're passionate about. You're normally a very fiery, passionate person, my beautiful Aries. So I feel a lot of you could be looking at kind of like unleashing your wild side. But I definitely see, because there's a snake here, that this is the year for change for you. And maybe you've been prioritizing your own financial stability and your projects and just keeping life running smoothly. A lot of you, you know, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the 4 of Pentacles, it has a figure on the 4 of Pentacles. This one's got a snake with a chest there. So it can be that some of you, you've been a little bit closed off to love because you've been going through some changes. But on the 4 of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the figure is, you know, leaving the city or leaving the like comfort zone, as it were. So it can be that you're looking at doing new things, filling your diary with new exciting options at this time so that you can find yourself in a position to meet new places, new faces. Okay. Now the Seven of Cups is the crossing card, and the crossing card is basically any issues you may have had or problems. I mean, the Seven of Cups can mean that you got options, right? But it can also indicate that some of those options either are transient or are not looking for the long term, people with commitment issues or people who are not emotionally available. I do feel there's one person in your energy who sees you as the person who got away based on how they treated you. I feel they have a lot of regret. Okay, that's coming through very strongly. This person, they may come into your life from time to time, or maybe it's just into your thoughts, memories. We have a Four of Wands here. Now the Four of Wands can be a reunion card. There is someone here who does actually have feelings for you. I'll have to pull a card on that. I'm not seeing, other than this card here, it's a card of options, but I'm actually seeing just one person that you will be interested in investing in a long-term relationship with. So let me just pull a card on this Seven of Cups. Now, again, don't shoot the messenger when I say this. The Seven of Cups in this position can also indicate that you fluctuate between wanting to be in a high-level commitment and then also wanting to, you know, just maybe have a flirtation for some of you, or just like have a connection with someone who perhaps, you know, it's like you don't want to invest fully because you're so busy, you're locked on to other things at this time. It can also be that if you've been hurt in the past and you're healing, some of you may be like, I'd like to be in a relationship, but maybe not now. Maybe you got other things to do. But it's really interesting because what I'm seeing here, when I touched this card, and it just popped up briefly in the water, but then it went away, so I couldn't quite grasp what it was. I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing the reading, and now that I'm drawn to this card again, I'm seeing someone like holding out an umbrella. Okay, so either this person, this new person that you're about to meet, offers you an umbrella or holds the umbrella if it's a rainy day, for example. I mean, umbrellas, symbolically, they mean protection, so it can indicate that you've been protected during this time to wait for the one. But let me just pull a card on this Seven of Cups. We've got the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is to withdraw, temporary timeout. A lot of you are focusing on healing, and this doesn't have to be just healing emotionally. This could be physically for some of you, or mentally for some of you. A lot of you are under a lot of pressure, so this can be a call to take care of yourself, prioritize your own needs. But this is a card of taking a bit of a break, but also getting closure on situations. This is a withdrawal card. A lot of you could be withdrawing because, you know, if you see this card that I'm clarifying, the door is opening there, but there's nothing on the other side. So a lot of you could have checked out the dating scene, or, you know, checked out apps online, kind of like platforms where people date, or even online chat forums, for example. And you could be like involving yourself in those things and be like, nope, there's no one here, no one vibing at the frequency that I am right now, no one who's got that spark. It's just me having to close that door again and maybe reopen it another time. But I feel that there is this energy now with that Sun card popping out where suddenly you want to open the door again and see who's on the other side. And I feel you will be pleasantly surprised. There's a person here who, very faithful person, someone who's determined to win your heart, but also someone who's worthy enough for your love as well coming through. But that Four of Swords tells me a lot of you withdrew from the dating scene because you're just fed up, you're exhausted. But also a lot of you, I'm getting this energy of like, you're just so fed up of starting again. It's like, really? What's happening here? So some of you have this big kind of like exhausted kind of soul level kind of like, when's it going to happen for me kind of energy. And I feel, especially since the earthly plane position is the Emperor, you have responsibility. I feel you've come a long way. You've had a lot of experience in life. I also feel that, you know, you're a very protective person when it comes to love. And I feel like you deserve love. You are lovable. But some of you, because the Four of Wands is an opposing card, this can represent where you channel your energy into. And if your energy is channeled only into responsibilities, and don't get me wrong, I know life is pretty challenging right now. So we got stuff to do that sometimes we have to sacrifice, you know, a little bit of fun here or an opportunity there. I totally get that. But some of you may have felt that life got a little bit serious recently with that Emperor energy. So I feel also, I mean, the Emperor energy, of course, is an Aries card. So this can indicate that you are someone right now who is focused on your own needs, building your life, building your empire, and maybe even focusing on your success or your projects and your family and money and all of those things. So, this is an action card. So I would say here as well that suddenly you're called to action. Suddenly there's new interesting things going on in your neighborhood or maybe even outside your circumstances. Some of you are like wanting to travel there with that Chariot card. Some of you may actually return to a place that you used to frequent, that you have really fond memories at. And I feel that this is also a place where you could meet someone, but it could be like when you're in transit, because we have that Chariot card there. But the past position, we've got the Queen of Cups, which means you're ready to fall in love. You're shining your light. You've gone through the lessons. You've passed loads of life tests that perhaps you didn't even ask for, tough ones at that as well. And the Queen of Cups tells me that you're in a period of self-care, having compassion for yourself as well, and building emotional security. This card indicates you are a healer, and that's why you may have attracted people in the past who required your healing. But I feel a lot of you, whilst you were invested in those people and really helping those people, a lot of you are realizing that you're not just here to be someone's emotional crutch. You're here to have a wonderful love story yourself, one that is passionate, intense, and all-consuming with the right person, not just to be there to be sort of like supportive of other people. I mean, I get it. You're totally a beautiful heart and you're going to keep that aspect of yourself open and nurturing for other people. But also I feel like, it's time to open yourself up to that true love and value what you have to offer, because you are a gift. The Queen of Cups knows that she has a lot of love to give. So I feel you are learning that you are that gift, that you have a very passionate, beautiful, loyal, intense, loving, caring heart, and it deserves to be loved back in the return in the style of your love language as well. There is what I see. Okay, so I would say that a lot of you right now are visualizing the sort of relationship that you want, and of course that is deserving and worthy of your love and respect. Also, as you can see, the Queen of Cups there, she has a chalice full of water, and that is to help you with visions. And as you can see, I use a body of water to see visions. So I feel right now you're locking onto the power of possibility, especially since you have the Magician card there, which is also an Aries card. So this can indicate that you're locking on to what it is you want in a relationship, and you're not going to settle for second best. Also, if you see in the background of this particular Queen of Cups there, all that ice is melting. And why? Because you got the sun energy. So a lot of you may have lain dormant for a while, or you may have felt that your mojo was kind of like, I don't want to say dormant or absent. I feel a lot of you have been putting that passion into other things right now, and I feel now it's kind of refocused into love. So a lot of you may be kind of like waking up and saying, you know what? I think it's time to take a peek behind that door again and see if there's anyone out there. Now, the potential position is the Four of Wands, and this is all about, having fun. It's about letting your hair down, but it's also about two people coming together. So I feel a lot of you could meet a person at a celebration. So if you have some sort of event coming up, it could be a wedding, could be an engagement for some of you, or maybe even someone's birthday, because this can be a literal celebration or an engagement or a feast date, for example, festival even, a place that kind of like draws people together. Because if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, of course, there is the Four of Wands, and there's two wands either side, which is 1111. It's kind of a portal for soulmates to meet. And of course, there's two people in the middle of that, heralding that they found each other. So that's often the halfway kind of card to marriage. So that's an engagement energy. And as you can see here, very romantic dinner on the sea. So a lot of you, this is romance entering your life, like the potential of that entering your life, but it is connected to relationships, to be in sync with your desires. And whether it's celebrating friendship for a lot of you, it's basically you being in good company and enjoying the moment there as well. I'm going to pull a quick card on that Four of Wands because there is a reunion energy there. Some of you may literally be reuniting with old college friends or people you used to work with, for example. And this could be an extension of where you meet this person. Doesn't mean that, you know, you're actually going to reunite with someone that you had feelings for, because I'm looking at the energy. It's very new. I feel like you're meeting someone new here. But I do see that there could be a set of events that are like signposts from the universe to say that you're going to be in the company of meeting love. But it's tied to some sort of return to a place that you used to frequent, that you used to love, that has fond memories there, or even, you know, meet with someone from your past that invites you to something. Okay, so I'm just clarifying this for once. We got the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so there is love here, okay? You are going to fall in love. You're ready to fall in love. I feel a lot of you were called to fall in love with yourself first, but also this is romance, an attraction, a feeling coming on in here, and it's a lot of fun, this event. But this person will actually give you a compliment when they meet you, and it's a big compliment, actually, and I feel it really marks them apart because it's so authentic and true. They really mean it, and they really look in your eyes when they're delivering this. Not in a freaky way where you're like, ooh, weird, stop looking, you know, but in a way where there is sincerity, okay? Where they're like, oh my gosh, you have the most incredible eyes. It's not a line. This person is like suddenly taken by it, okay? I feel the compliment is going to be about your eyes, but that's what's coming in as a major energy. First off, the Knight of Cups is, you know, romance, an offer of love. And because we have that Queen of Cups there, which is an offering of love, and this is a past position card, so this can indicate that you're ready to offer your heart in a long-term relationship, but it must be reciprocal, and also you must acknowledge that they are a welcome addition to your life, okay? You're not searching for your other half. You are whole all by yourself, and you are creating space for a true love to come on in. And I really feel that at this event with the Four of Wands, please look up the meaning of the Four of Wands. It basically means people gathering. It can also indicate a place where there's achievements. So, for example, it could be that you're volunteering at, you know, a place where they give out awards, or it could be that you are asked to host something where people achieve things or success, or it could be that you have a milestone success in your life, and suddenly that's a signpost that it's time for love to come on in here for you. I mean, also the Four of Wands can indicate, especially since you've got the Four of Pentacles there, some of you may be relocating job or home at this time, and once that process is complete, then love enters into the mix, okay? So that's coming through there as well. Now, the next 6 weeks, we have the star energy. So a lot of you are locking onto a wish. I would say, let me have a look. Eight of Swords, you can't see how this person's going to come on in there. But I would say in the next 6 weeks, a lot of you will be in a position to be seen. Because this is a card with the sun. When it's partnered up, you're allowing yourself to be seen, getting out there, whether that's through some sort of hobby or accepting this invitation, going to an event, a festival, whatever it is. It's going to be different for everybody, of course, but this is a card where you're still shining your light. You're not letting anyone dull your shine, and you're being your authentic self, but also you're aligning with a wish. The star energy indicates a healthier option coming on in when it comes to love, and it also reminds you that you are connected to the universe. Okay, so what you see in your mind, what you say, you know, all these things, they start to materialize on the physical plane. So thoughts become things, but also words are spellings cast out to the universe. And, you know, the universe is listening. I always say, be careful what you wish for. Many, many years ago, I flippantly said to a friend when we were watching a TV show, there was a performer on that TV show, and I was like, ooh, who's that? I'd love for someone like that to come into my life. Now, I didn't take into account that that performer was playing a character that was not very nice. Okay, and I kid you not, a couple months later, suddenly a person who looked remarkably like the performer came into my life, and their name was exactly the same name as the performer's character on the TV show, and was just like the character, the traits. I had to learn a lesson that was very hard, but You know, I learned it. And be precise about what it is that you visualize for your future. Be precise about the sort of person you want to fall in love with, and really see the sort of relationship you want as well. And from that point on, I was very, very careful with my words, because words do carry weight, okay? So this star energy is like, what are you wishing for? Because you're aligning with it right now. So I would say that there is definitely movement going on in your energy, and it's creating space for love, true love, to come on in here. Now we do have the Eight of Swords, and this is kind of your advice to yourself in this moment. So there's a big old maze there, and it can feel sometimes deflating, like, I can see it. I can see it. I know it. It's there. It's there. It's like just right there. I could like have love. I could settle down. I could plant roots. But getting there is the problem, because a lot of you may be like double backing on yourself. And what I mean by that, sometimes love feels like it's 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, whether it's a karmic experience you're having or whether it is just life. Some of you may be meaning to get round to investing in a long-term relationship. Trees tend to represent marriage or longevity in relationships. Some of you may have been meeting people where, you know, you click, but then it kind of fizzles out. Or maybe you are misaligned when it comes to the goals of what you see for your future. But this card, it indicates that although you cannot see that you will find your way to a high-level commitment that can lead to marriage if you want it, that's your prerogative, of course. The Eight of Swords says you're not giving up on it. It's almost like the universe is encouraging you, even though you can't see it. You still have to believe it, and you're aligning there with that. And I would say that, yeah, the path to true love, it never did run smooth, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. Eight of Swords, 8, it is the number of the self. So a lot of you, this is you going, okay, you know what? Maybe it's time to take some action, put myself in a position to open up to an event that you're interested in, or maybe travel to a place that has been whispering to your heart for some time. But I definitely see here that, because this is the advice to yourself in this moment right now, a lot of you may be feeling that, yeah, I want love, but right now it's complicated. Okay, so there can be a set of processes or things that you got to do that's personal to you right now before you decide it's time. And when the time is right, then you will move forward there, okay? A lot of you with this 8, especially the 8 of Swords, it can indicate that you are in a period of developing your intuition, but also your connection with your higher self. You've been called to be still. Okay, sometimes we get called to be still in life, and that doesn't mean life gets boring. It just means that you are called to a higher calling or a sense of purpose where you need to focus on what's truly important for you at this time. And a lot of you, it can be that you're planting roots, or that you're thinking about moving, relocating, or for some of you, it can be that there's been some challenges and you're sort of like moving out of that challenging phase. But we do have the Magician card, and this position is the circumstances outside of yourself. There's magic. There is alchemy here. Sometimes, we question love and we go, how is it that in a sea of 1 billion people, you can find the one, and then other people find it harder to find the one, and you may be like marveling at the dynamics of love itself, but I feel this magic is about to enter your life. The Magician card basically means there's infinite possibilities for you to meet love, but also it is a potent message that you are also a co-creator. If you always feel like love is not coming for you, or you can't see it, or you just feel that it's so hard to meet anybody, it's just challenging, then of course it will always be a challenge, and it will always be hard, or it will always feel like it's not coming. We also have to help the universe by visualizing what it is that we see. Now, of course, it's not just as easy as that. I totally get that. Sometimes I've manifested things for like months, years, and like locked onto the vision, and it hasn't happened. And I ask my guides, why is that? And they say to me, well, it's not never, it's just not now. When the moment is right, the door will open. And that's what you've got right now. You've got the door opening when the moment is right. You have the divine order happening. Sometimes doors are locked for a reason. And it can be to take a rest. It can be to think things through a little bit more. Or it can be that you have to wait for the opportunity to be right. okay? For example, the person that you're meant to be with, they also have a path that they have to sort of like navigate until they get to you. You don't want them sort of like not completing a spiritual evolution or being locked in a cycle of repeat when they meet you. You want to make sure that this person has done some work, matured, knows what they want, and is emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire. So sometimes there is that pause on purpose. But the Magician card, it tells me that you've got this, that you are actually making things happen. And a lot of you, it can be connected to this event that I feel you're going to be called to go to. And again, for everybody, it's going to be different, but I feel there's something that perhaps some of you even are aware of right now that you've been contemplating and it's calling to you. You may literally book this in the next coming weeks if you haven't already. For some of you, if it's an actual invitation, because that Knight of Cups came out there, it could be that you haven't quite received that invitation yet, but you may get that invitation in the next coming weeks, okay? Now, this is the hope and a fear, 8 of Pentacles. A lot of you are doing some rebuilding in life. Doesn't have to be connected to love. It can be that you're building your empire, as I mentioned. A lot of you are working super hard. 8 is the number of the self. So whether you're reinvesting in yourself or trying to make life work, I feel like you're embracing the opportunity to learn more about yourself. But also, you know, the 8 of Pentacles can indicate some of you may actually take some course of study or even volunteer to help someone with study or something like that. So it can manifest in many different forms. But the 8 of Pentacles, for some of you, the fear is, and actually, I feel like you're a very strong person. You've got the Emperor energy. So a lot of you, to be alone, it's not really a fear. I feel some of you may have even like resigned yourself to the fact that, okay, if I'm going to be alone, I'm just going to enjoy my life and just have a great time, connect to things that really bring me joy. And I feel more than anything, the fear here, because you have to read this card both in the resistance position, so in the reverse there, as well as the upright. The fear would be to meet someone who really does not invest in a relationship, something that's one-sided, has no focus, someone who has no ambition, someone who perhaps also is a bit picky, as in perfectionism, where they pick out of you, call you out on things, try to school you on things, for example. That's coming through there. That certainly won't resonate with everyone, but it just come through there. Some of you also don't want to meet someone who's just come out of a relationship. You are no one's rebound. So I feel that is something that's coming out there as well. I feel like you want someone who is knowledgeable, someone who is stable, secure, someone who knows what they want, someone who's committed, because this is a commitment card. It is someone who's dedicated, someone who is going to stay by your side and never leave, even when the going gets tough in life. And I feel that's something that you hope for, because this is the hope and fear position. Some of you also, you know, you want someone who's exciting to be with, because you don't want to get caught in a routine, you know, where people take each other for granted. So that could be a fear there as well for you. 8 of Pentacles can also indicate that some of you have got locked in a cycle of repeat, or kind of like humdrum routine, where you just want to shake things up a little bit. I just got the word travel flash across in the water there. So this can indicate that some of you are either planning some travel, or perhaps it's something that you want to do more of, and you're hoping to meet a person who loves to do that too. And I actually feel like you are going to meet someone like that. Now, your outcome energy, we have the 7 of Pentacles. Now, the 7 of Pentacles is a card of feeling a little bit dissatisfied with your circumstances. So I feel when tension like that arises and you feel restless, suddenly you take action, you do something about it. If you're not happy with something, sometimes as humans, you know, we leave something to the critical moment. So for example, if I'm really busy, because sometimes I'm super busy, right? And I'm doing so many things, and I'm looking at some of the chores around the home, and I'm like, okay, that's building up. But it's okay. I'm still busy. I got to do all this stuff. It's a priority. I got to make sure it's okay. I got to help people as well, my family, all of those things. I'll do that later. I'll do the chore later. Okay. And then it builds up and I'm like, okay, building up again. But I'll do that a little bit later. And then it gets to the point where I'm like, I'm fed up with this. I got to do it now. I'm sorry. I'm dropping everything. I got to do it. I just got to just make sure it's right. Okay. So I feel there is this energy building up within you where you're like, okay, I got to do something about this. I'm not just going to sit in this position anymore. You're a doer. You're someone who actions things. And with that Emperor energy, that's what I'm feeling for you. Because if you've got a Seven of Pentacles where you're at a bit of a crossroads, a lot of you are like, I got to do something different. Seven of Pentacles is a new strategy. It's the alternative. So you may go to alternative events, meet alternative people, go to alternative environments. For some of you, it could also be that you're doing something that you've never done before. Okay, whether it is volunteering work, but you know, the Seven of Pentacles is a call to reimagine what might happen. So for some of you, if you've just been bogged down with responsibility and you've been super busy, I feel now you're going to bring your thoughts into your mind to kind of like realize what it is that you want in a relationship, not focus on the things that you don't want, because the universe does not hear that don't word, okay? Because, you know, of course, I did not want someone who was like that character, okay? But the universe didn't hear don't. The universe heard the things I wanted because it is a vibration that reaches out. Don't actually is a barrier, okay? But I want is a reaching out energy. So a lot of you are refocusing your energy as well. But also, the Seven of Pentacles can indicate that you're also not afraid to admit what is no longer working for you. So if you tend to frequent the same sort of places, see the same sort of faces, you may be just a little bit frustrated and saying, I need to look further afield. That's what that telescope is all about. What's on the other side of this? The comfort zone, okay? I feel a lot of you could also be looking at further in the future. So I picked up earlier in the reading that some of you, it's like you've got a set of tasks or responsibilities or things that you need to action before you can focus on love. So it could be that you're projecting your energy like, okay, when I do all this stuff, then I will be ready for love, because this is very much a in the future kind of card, right? It's looking to the future or further afield, as it were. So I feel a lot of you are getting yourself ready or preparing to look for love. And we have that Knight of Pentacles here. Knight of Pentacles is someone who's going to be by your side. This is someone who basically is dedicated, committed to a long-term relationship. It's someone who is secure and steady, someone who's honest. For some of you, not all of you, if you are in a career, you could actually meet this person kind of connected to your career in some way. But if you're retired or you're a carer or you don't currently work in something, I feel there's something here about volunteer work, okay? I just feel you could get integrated or involved in the community in some way. And I feel there's a person who actually really wants to get to know you, okay? This person's, let me put it this way. They don't want to get to know everybody. This person is very picky. I would say picky to the point where they're not critical, but they are very discerning about the company that they keep. Not everybody gets to know this person, and this person wants to get to know you right from the very beginning, which will tell you who this person is, because I feel this person, they may actually attract a lot of attention, but actually they only want your attention is what I'm being given. I'm actually being given a song here as well. Ooh. Oh, wow. I love this song. It's literally from like either, yeah, it must be this, I was going to say 60s, 70s, but I think it's from the 70s, actually. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. I almost sang that song because it's so like upbeat. I really love that song. I think it's by a band called the Turtles. I think it actually has come up in a reading maybe a couple of years ago. Maybe not for your sign, but I've definitely heard that song in a reading before. But it is a very famous song as well. I would definitely say, you know, maybe download that song and listen to it because it's so high vibe. It'll help you attract the person that you're about to meet as well. But also listen out for that song because it may just pop up in your life, either on an advertisement or if someone's driving past in a car, they could be playing it. So you may hear it in the mall, on a movie. Listen out for it because it is a signpost to let you know that someone new is coming into your life. This is a court card, so that means a person who's coming in to your life. And I feel this person, they're worthy. I really do feel this person. Thanks so much, I'm so grateful. I mean, if you do want to get married, I see this person getting down on one knee for you, okay? That's what I'm seeing there. So that's come through. I mean, I see if you want to get married, I can see far enough to know that you move in together and get engaged. That's what I can see so far, okay? That's the only energy I have been given so far. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? We have memories. We have open up. It's another door, okay? And we have control. I did mention some of you, especially if this person from your past is in and out of your life, or you had such a negative experience about love or with a person, I would say this could be the thing that's been holding you back or controlling your circumstances from moving forward. But I feel like you're releasing that control because the Devil card is in that position. It means, you know, you're releasing control there. We also have open up. Okay, so this door is going to open. Some of you may actually meet this person as you go through a door. You could literally open the door to this person, or they could open the door to you, or you could be coming through the door at the same time and look at each other and be like, wow, this person is like completely captured by your eyes. And they will talk about that, okay? And finally, we have memories. So also, maybe this person works in the movies or used to work in the movies. Maybe movies, you know, is connected in some way. I mean, this looks like photography, kind of like, you know, if you do kind of like contact sheet photography, not digital, SLR kind of like camera. If you like are a photographer, or perhaps maybe this person is, but I'm actually being brought more to movies. I know that this is like a camera film type strip there, but I feel more movies. So there's something about this person. Maybe they've got a connection to movies, or used to, or maybe you do in some way. But I mean, this tells me that two people come together and they build memories together, memories that last, you know. So yeah, I definitely see here that you're going to meet a person, and you know, I feel it's a very healing relationship as well. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or ring before we close. Okay, what have I got here? Oh my gosh. So I have a little tiny blue butterfly. For some of you, this may be relevant. Could be that you're going to see a blue butterfly there. I mean, butterflies tend to mean that perhaps you've been in the chrysalis for a little bit, in the period where, you know, there's been a bit of a pause. You've been going through some personal development and growth. You know, I always say this, so please fast forward this part, but, you know, the caterpillar goes in the chrysalis and it doesn't just sit there and grow wings. It actually dissolves its sense of self. It feels really lost. And that Eight of Swords can be that you have been feeling a little bit, not just lost, but almost like, you know, you're going through a period of transformation and you don't really know where it's going to lead, okay? And I feel that's what happens to the caterpillar, where the caterpillar, I mean, I don't really know because I haven't talked to a caterpillar, but you know what I mean? The caterpillar, I'm sure, goes through a process, maybe knows that they're going to go into the chrysalis and dissolve its sense of self, but maybe not, I'm not sure. But I just get this sense that, you know, that period where you don't really know how things are going to work out, but they just start to form and shape up. And now you're about to spread your wings and fly and meet the person that you've always been meant to meet. Okay. But also the butterfly can represent, you know, a logo or something that you will see as a signpost or a marker. But also there's like a garden door here. Some of you may be attending some sort of outdoor event, perhaps. And a butterfly, a blue one specifically, could be a signpost from the universe or from your guides to let you know that you're about to meet a person. Now, we also have the letter I. I mean, it could be a 1. Okay, but we do have the letter I. This may be relevant. It could be the start of their name or their surname, for example. I mean, it could also be that you're called to prioritize number 1 right now, which is you, my beautiful Aries. But it can also represent you know, beginning again. And for some of you, because the 4 wands is there, there could be some sort of competitive energy there. If you're competing in something, it could be that you come first in something, or maybe you are witnessing people competing and perhaps the person that you end up striking up a rapport with, they come first in something. So I'll leave that there. I'm not sure how it is relevant to your reading, but always worth banking what happens in the readings for when it starts to play out in your life and you can see the trajectory towards a high level commitment there. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aries, and love and light.